Welcome to Echoes Untold, where history's echoes reveal stories of triumph, tragedy, and transformation. Some moments are etched in glory, while others are somber reminders of our collective past. Today, we revisit the chilling events of June 3, 2012, when Dana Air Flight 992 became one of Nigeria's deadliest aviation disasters. What went wrong? Could this tragedy have been prevented? And what lessons remain from that fateful day? Stay with us as we unfold the shocking details of Dana Air Flight 992. It was a bright Sunday afternoon when Dana Air Flight 992 prepared for takeoff from Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. The aircraft, a McDonnell Douglas MD-83, was a workhorse of the skies, trusted by airlines around the world. On board were 153 people, 146 passengers, 5 crew members, and 2 flight engineers. The flight was a short-haul domestic journey to Lagos, Nigeria's bustling commercial capital. It was meant to take just 55 minutes, a routine trip taken by thousands of travelers each week. But for those aboard Flight 992, it would be their last journey. At 2:58 p.m. local time, the aircraft lifted off the Abuja runway, climbing steadily into the sky. The passengers, business travelers, families, students, and foreigners, settled in, unaware that they were heading toward disaster. For the first 40 minutes, everything appeared normal. But at 3:22 p.m., as the plane neared Lagos, the pilots detected a problem, one that would soon spiral out of control. The captain, Peter Waxton, an experienced American pilot, and his first officer, Mahendra Singh, noticed that the right engine had lost power. Engine failures, while rare, are something pilots train for. With a single engine, the aircraft could still fly. But minutes later, the worst happened: the left engine also failed. The plane was now in grave danger. With both engines dead, Flight 992 was essentially a gliding metal shell, rapidly losing altitude. The pilots issued a distress call. Mayday! Mayday! We have an engine failure. Total engine failure. Air traffic control at Murtala Muhammed International Airport in Lagos scrambled to clear a runway for an emergency landing. But with no power and little altitude left, reaching the airport was impossible. The Maryland 83 was now plummeting, falling at an alarming rate. Below, residents of Iju-Ishaga, a densely populated Lagos suburb, noticed the aircraft flying dangerously low. Some ran for safety. Others stood frozen, watching the horror unfold. At 3:32 p.m., just 11 minutes after the first engine failed, Flight 992 slammed into a 2-story residential building. The force of the impact caused an immediate explosion, engulfing the wreckage and several nearby buildings in flames. Thick black smoke filled the air as fire and debris rained down. All 153 people on board were killed instantly. The tragedy didn't end there. At least 6 people on the ground also perished, and many more were injured. The crash site became a scene of panic and devastation. Emergency responders and local residents rushed in, trying to rescue survivors, but there were none aboard the plane. Fires raged through the wreckage, making rescue efforts nearly impossible. Family members of the passengers, who had been waiting at the Lagos airport, were met with an unbearable reality: their loved ones were never coming home. Some collapsed in grief upon hearing the news. Others, overcome with emotion, blamed the airline for negligence. As the flames were extinguished, the search for answers began. Why did a commercial aircraft lose both engines mid-flight? What caused the failure, and could this disaster have been prevented? The Nigerian Accident Investigation Bureau, AIB, alongside international aviation experts, launched an extensive inquiry. What they found was deeply troubling. The engines had not failed due to lack of fuel. The aircraft's fuel tanks contained enough for the journey. However, the fuel supply to the engines had been blocked. This was traced back to a combination of contaminated fuel lines and malfunctioning fuel pumps. But there was more. The flight crew had reported engine problems on previous flights. Yet, Dana Air failed to properly address these warnings. Even more disturbing, the captain, who had over 18,000 flight hours, was flying despite being medically unfit. He suffered from chronic illnesses that impaired his ability to respond effectively to emergencies. The report concluded that the disaster was caused by poor aircraft maintenance, failure to address prior engine warnings, captain's medical unfitness, ineffective regulatory oversight. This was not just an accident, it was a preventable tragedy. In the wake of public outrage, the Nigerian government suspended Dana Air's license. Families of the victims demanded justice, filing lawsuits against the airline. But despite the tragedy, Dana Air was allowed to resume operations in 2014. The crash led to tighter regulations on Nigerian airlines, including stricter aircraft maintenance protocols, more rigorous pilot health screenings, increased oversight on fuel quality. But aviation experts questioned, were these changes enough to prevent another disaster? For the victims' families, no policy change could bring back their loved ones. The memories of that fateful day remained etched in their hearts. The Dana Air Flight 992 disaster serves as a haunting reminder of the importance of air safety and accountability. It highlights how negligence, oversight failures, and ignored warnings can cost innocent lives. Aviation has come a long way, but every crash leaves behind lessons that must be learned. History has shown that safety only improves when we refuse to forget past mistakes. The echoes of June 3, 2012, still whisper through Nigeria's skies, a solemn reminder that safety must never be compromised. If you found this story compelling, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Echoes Untold for more in-depth explorations of history's forgotten and untold moments. Echoes Untold, where history whispers, and we listen. Fact-check note: this account is based on official reports from the Nigerian Accident Investigation Bureau, AIB, as well as reputable news sources, including BBC, Reuters, and CNN, ensuring historical accuracy.